Do you guys struggle on the phone with the objection of, I already got it taken care of and not know where to go? I'm gonna help you out, tell you what I used to use to get a lot more appointments booked. Stay tuned for more. All right, guys, I'm gonna run through today how I used to overcome a certain objection on the phone where clients would kind of tell me the normal, I already got it taken care of. And sometimes even in the house, I would use this same question when maybe a client had a policy. I knew I could get them a better policy, but I didn't have real buy-in yet, or they weren't ready to share the policy, or they didn't want to give me details. So I used it in two instances. I started using it on the phone first, and then I transitioned into using it in the house as well because it works so well. And for me, when I would get that objection, I already got it taken care of, I initially would come back with different things like, well, let me see if I can save you a few bucks. What type of policy do you have? Do you have the new kind or old kind? I've tried all kinds of stuff, and certainly they all worked to some extent. My favorite thing, it was kind of twofold. I would go, okay, got it. Do you mind if I put some notes in the system so I don't keep calling you? And the way I posed it about the system that I was going to put notes in, it would open them up to give me information because they assumed, obviously, because I said it, that I won't continue calling them, or other people even won't continue calling them about the same thing. So they became very open. And then I would just start asking some questions. All right, got it. How long have you had the coverage? Who have you had it through? Do you know how much coverage you have? How much is the premium monthly? Do you know? And I would try to get those main things out, and I would literally act as if I was documenting it. So I'd ask the questions, let them answer, ask a question, let them answer. And you do this for a while, you start to get a feel. Well, one, a decent amount of the time, I would find out that they really didn't have a policy because they couldn't answer many of the questions. So sometimes that would lead me into another transition to where I could book an appointment anyway. But if I got the information and I felt like it was something where I could do better, I also understood if they had it for a while, that there was a reason they filled out a new lead, and they were just giving me a smokescreen objection. So I'd get the aging of it as well. If they'd had it a while, I'm maybe thinking about it a little differently than if it's new. But either way, what I started to do was when they gave me the policy information, I'd go, hey Bob, are you sick or something? And it would stun them. And he'd be like, no, why? I go, I'm just trying to understand why you have that particular policy. And they have no idea how to answer that, other than that's what they gave me. And I go, all right, well, I'm gonna be out there tomorrow. Why don't you have that thing out? I can take 5 minutes, take a look at it, because it seems like that's one of those policies they give to people that are sick, sounds like. And I would book a lot more appointments just using that simple phrase. And a lot of times I would get to the appointment and the policy would be laying right there on the table, and they'd be selling me how not sick they are. And now, if it were a good policy and I couldn't do anything, I'd let them know. But a ton of the time, there were companies out there that would, or agents out there that would give a guaranteed issue product when they didn't need one. They'd sell something that I could easily give them more benefit for the money. And I could figure things out. I could navigate all kinds of options once I was in the house. My whole goal was to get in the house, because again, once you're in the house, even if they have a policy, I've learned that probably 90% of them don't have the type of policy that they think they have, and I can typically improve it or add to it or whatever the case might be. The other time I would use it is in the home. When I was struggling getting policies out, or they pretended they wouldn't have it, I go, all right, well, they make me document what you have as part of this process. Can you at least answer some basic questions for me? And I would ask those same questions. How much coverage do you have? Who's it with? What's the premium? How long you had it? And the same thing, if I went are you sick or something? They would literally start hard selling me how healthy they are. And they always want to know why. And I'm like, I don't know, just that combo doesn't make sense. Now again, if it made sense, I didn't use that. But a decent amount of time, it doesn't make sense and I can use it. So it's you got to know when to use your ammo and when not to. It's not like I said it 100% of the time. If they're telling me they got X amount for this price and they got it 2 months ago and it makes sense, obviously that isn't the situation to use it. But there are many times where you sit with a client and the pricing, you just know that you can put them in a better spot. But I found if I just go at it that way and go, I can save you $5, $10, or get you $5 grand more, or $2 grand more, or get you a better benefit or get you this. It was very salesy to me, where when I go, are you sick or something? It's more inquisitive. I'm trying to understand. And it very much puts the ball in their court to tell me how sick they're not. And then I can easily just go, you sure you don't know where the policy can, why don't you go grab the policy, man? We'll take a look at it and I'll see if it makes sense. We'll look at some options and I'll let you know for sure. And it was just a really super, super easy question that led to, I've made hundreds of sales using that one little question. So use it when you need it. I hope it helps. Later.